and welcome to All Things Newark. My name is Karen Dinkins and I'm your host, and my special guest today is Tinah of the Tinah Marie Experience. And Tinah is actually a neighbor of mine, and I've been wanting to get her on the show for a while, and I'm very excited about that. And something that you will be excited about is a performance that Tinah does, and we're going to show that at the end of our conversation here today. So Tinah, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, finally.
Yes, for being on the show.
For a while.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to say, your performance was just so moving, and the joy just radiates from you.
Mm-hmm.
And it is an experience, and I think it's appropriately named, the Tinah Marie Experience, and it's something that somebody has to see and to feel. I wanted to ask you, after the performance, what were you feeling and what were you experiencing? Because you turned your back and you kind of went away a little bit, you know, I didn't want to bother you. What were you feeling at that moment?
I was just getting centered and having a conversation with God and just saying, let's have fun. Like, let's go. Like, just, like, come on, let's go. Like, allow me to just be who you've been allowing me to be, like, these last few months. And allow me to enjoy this space so that it translates to somebody else that's watching it. That they don't look and just go, oh, that was nice. But that they actually can pick up something. So I was like, just drop something in, pull me forward so I can transmit that forward.
Okay.
So it was like, it wasn't about me, it was like,
what you want people to feel and experience.
I want somebody else to experience. I know my experience, but I want other people to have their experience.
Okay. Now the joy that you portrayed in the parking lot. Okay.
She had me on the parking lot, y'all.
So the joy that you showed was not always the case. Like 12 months ago,
No.
did you think that you would be in this space of joy that you have right now?
Actually, it was January, March, April, May. 5 months ago, I was not in this space at all.
Okay.
Everything before December 10th was internally ugly, anxious, painful, stifling, frustrating, scary, stunted, just not good. But it looked good on the outside.
And you know, it makes me think of like a diamond, because a diamond starts off as a lump of coal and it goes through the fire to get to where it shines brightly. And I think you had to go through that to get to where you are now. But what really struck me about your journey is, I want to talk about the mask that you've carried with you for such a long time. But I also want to talk about your mental illness, the journey that you experienced. Because on the outside, girl, you got it all together. But sometimes that's not the case on the inside. So talk about when you first found out. I'm sure you knew that there was something wrong, but let's talk about when you found out that you were clinically depressed.
So it's funny even hearing you use terms, like I've never had any, I've never had anybody refer to me as mental illness and clinically depressed. So hearing that coming to me sounds strange.
Right.
What I did know is it was just not simple as, I was just at work one day and I had this boss who was getting on beyond my last nerve, but it wasn't just a normal nerve. It was just like something wasn't right, and I felt like if I didn't get out of there, I was going to end up saying something that was going to cost me in the long run. And I remember I just ended up going up to my physician, and he gave me these papers, these forms to fill out, asking me about myself. At the time, I didn't know that they were I didn't know it was an assessment. So when I say this is way back, before it was commonplace for people to even feel comfortable or even know what your physician was talking about. So whatever he gave me, I just took it. So he gave me this form, I filled it out, and when it was done, he told me, yes, you are functionally depressed. And then he gave me this little tiny 10 milliliter pill. And so when I asked him, how long am I going to take this for? And he was like, for the rest of your life. And I was like, okay. And he was so dismissive with me, and that was my response to him, because I was like, yeah, okay. But 10 years later, I was taking that pill.
Okay, so that pill had become a part of your life.
Yeah.
And how did it make you feel?
So when you first start taking, well, my experience, when I first started taking it, it kind of, it took the trauma that was going on, maybe from a 40 to like a 20, which felt good, because anything that was a little bit less than what you were feeling was improvement, you know, so it kind of took it down. But the longer you take, my experience, the longer you take prescription drugs, your body gets adjusted to it, gets immune, and so typically they want to, this is not medical advice, they want to increase it. So in my case, when it started to, I guess, wear off, because I started to realize after a couple years, like, something's not right.
So you hit a plateau.
I had plateaued, but I didn't even know I was plateauing.
Right.
I just knew something was different. The terms and the way we describe stuff now is not the language 25 years ago.
Right.
So for me to say things and describe it as if I would today would be inappropriate, because that's not what it was back then.
Right.
So you didn't really ask questions. You did whatever they said.
Whatever the doctor said.
Whatever the doctor said.
Knows best.
You took the pill, you know. So I did the thing.
Right.
But yeah. So it was doing its damage all along. So when I was starting to, I knew something was off. I just didn't know what it was. I couldn't put my finger on it. And lo and behold, I've eventually, you know, through a little bit of research, found out that it was called numbing. I remember seeing it on Google, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I know it was God that led me to that word. That's an odd word to run across when you
Right.
go on search.
But that was the way you were feeling.
That's how I felt. The minute I saw it, I knew that's me. And when I looked it up, it started talking about all the prescription drugs that had a side effect, and the side effect was numbing. And then they call it blunting or numbing. And that is when the drug literally numbs out your emotions. It whatever it does, it disconnects, rewires, it does something, but it deadens out your emotions.
So if there was, you found out about a funeral or a baby being born,
Zero emotion.
So did you have to like kind of pretend or something? Oh, I'm supposed to feel this way because
No.
of this situation.
I didn't even have to pretend, because I didn't know what it was. So I found out what it was because the past, your brain is amazing. So it knew how to draw mentally what you're supposed to have a happy emotion
Right.
attached to that thing.
Right.
Or you're supposed to have a sad emotion attached to that thing. So I could mentally go, oh, that's so messed up. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, condolences. But I would have no emotional connection to you at all. And I didn't know that I was not having
Right.
an emotional connection to you.
Right.
I just knew something was off. I found out what it was, but I still didn't know how to. It wasn't like, let me stir up the feelings. It wasn't like, turn the light on.
Right.
It wasn't like, do a lot of, what do you call those things? Incantations, and what's the things when you say it in the mirror 1,000 times?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You know, when you talk,
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about. When you keep
Yeah.
telling yourself positive
Yeah.
affirmation.
Yeah,
Man, I was
affirmations.
affirmationed out. Zero. It had nothing to do with affirmations. It was a physical thing
Right.
that a chemical had done to my body.
Right.
And so all the affirmations in the world weren't what was going to fix it.
Right. So that's pretty interesting because it was learned behavior. So okay, they said this, so I'm supposed to respond like this, and you were being appropriate.
No.
And so if somebody said,
No.
"Oh,
I wasn't even being appropriate. My mind would just go, oh, it would tell me.
Right.
And it wasn't like, mind, what would you say? It wasn't, you didn't think it through. It was just like you just knew. Your mind would just fill in. Your mind is always filling in the blank. So it wasn't like I ever said, oh, like I'm supposed to be. It wasn't a conversation. If it took place, it was just like my mind would click in and it would respond from what it knew, and it would bring it forward. The mind is amazing, but it would bring it forward, but nothing here could come forward.
Nothing here. It would come out of your mouth.
It would come out of my mouth,
Right,
out of my
but
head.
not here.
Bingo. There was nothing to come out.
Yeah. So it's almost like, okay, I'm supposed to say this.
No, that's what you're saying. You don't even say that.
You don't even.
No.
Nothing.
Zero. Your mind just tells you what to do. Like, you're not saying, Tina, I'm supposed to say this. You're just talking to you. Your mind is literally giving you words
It's
to
just like
say.
nothing, flatline.
Yeah.
And
Flatline.
and you went through a majority of your life like that.
A large part of my adulthood was in that space. And I didn't even know it. Like, most of what I know now about what I was experiencing is in hindsight.
Right.
So I can look back now and I'm like, I get it. While I was going through it,
You just
I
didn't
was
know.
clueless. I was clueless what was going on. I just knew something wasn't right. I just knew I didn't like the way I was feeling, and I knew I didn't know how to get out of it.
Right. So tell me about a conference that you had gone to and how that awakened something inside you.
So I think that conference was like in 2017, don't quote me, and it was with the St. James Dance Ministry, and we went down to Texas to this beautiful conference, and all I remember is that this guy came in with these two huge white banners, which we call flags in the States, and they were humongous. I had never seen anything like it before. I do not know to this day how I got a hold of them. I don't remember going over to talk to them. I just remember ending up in the back of the room, standing on two chairs straddled, and I was up there the entire time, waving it back and forth. I don't know what they were talking about. I don't know if nobody was looking at me. I was in the back, so in my mind, I'm not distracting nobody. I had no idea to this day what the conference was about. The entire time, I was just out there. My arms didn't get tired. My legs, nothing.
You were just in the back. Everybody has their conference, and you are flying these flags. And what did you feel when you were doing that?
I think I was enamored with them. I was like, oh man, the size of them. I had never seen anything like it, so I knew I was like fascinated, and I was just and I just remember standing in the back of the room, and I would just try to move them a little bit differently. All I knew was this way, this way, this way, this way. There was no, I didn't know, but I was just fascinated with these things. And, even as we're sitting here now, I know that was God. Like, she don't know.
These
she
are
don't
going
know
to
I'm
be
dropping seeds
a part
right
of
now.
her life.
Clearly I didn't know. Yeah, so, God got jokes. She has no idea how long these things are going to be in her life. They're going to change her life. They did.
And they did.
Yeah.
So you were telling me about these early morning kind of fights that you would have with demons.
Yeah.
Tell me about those.
So for those of you out there who could relate, so I don't know if, like me, they used to, I am mindful about using certain terms, but I'll say it for the sake of this because I know some people are experiencing it, but bewitching hours are real. And so between the hours of like 3 a.m. to 6 a.m., it was war zone for me. Like I could drift off to sleep, but I didn't like waking up because I knew the minute I wake up, they would be at the door waiting to just like, they would be waiting at the door like just
And these are your thoughts.
Oh yeah, they would come flooding in. I didn't know how to contain. It was like watching. It was like bowling balls just coming. The weight of them just boom, 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 boom.
And how did you deal with that?
I would go into. Sometimes I try and tough it out in my bed, which never worked. And oftentimes I would get up and I would go in my closet, and I would just be on my closet floor. And I would take my trusty Bible, which I didn't really read, but it was like some level of safety that I didn't know. And I would be in there with my phone, and I would just sit there and have the phone on the scriptures. And two of them was Ephesians 3:20, and I will do immeasurably more than I'm able to ask, or than you're able to ask or imagine, according to His power that works within you. But I would read it, and it was like scratching wood. It was like nothing, zero. I wouldn't feel anything. It was literally just words on a page. And then the other one I was reading was Jeremiah 11:29. For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you, but to give you a future and a hope. And I used to get hung on the word future and a hope, which means you're not going to die here. You're not going to die in this space. So I used to hang on to, wait 1 second. 1 second. Oh man.
That's okay. That's okay.
1 second. Okay. So I would be reading those two. I would read them, or I would just stare at them, and they would do nothing. And I would be writing inside my closet door, love, joy. They had no connection, but that's all I could eke out. And then other mornings, I would go down. Oh man, what's that? 1 second. Oh, I wasn't expecting that part. Okay. Other mornings, I would go down in the kitchen because I would try to get as far away to a private spot, but was open enough so I could go to war. So I would go down in the kitchen and I would fight. I would be duking it out physically, kicking. I would be like, and I would be like, but I had to be quiet because mommy was upstairs sleeping. So I would be going to war.
Fighting? What were you going to war with?
Well, I started to know enough that there were demons that were having a field day with me. And so I started to know enough that you got to fight. And so I was like, don't take this down. Just don't take this lying down. You want to go to war? Let's go to war.
You're ready.
I wasn't ready. I just didn't know what else to do. Sometimes I felt like I just had to physically fight.
Right.
Because I didn't have enough mental capacity or the strength
to know what else to do.
To know what to do. And what I would say wasn't working.
Yeah.
And what I was reading in the Word wasn't working. So I thought. But subconsciously, it was doing something. I just wasn't feeling it.
And you were love and joy. Those were the things that you wanted.
That's all I had.
So tell me about the day you said, I am going to pick up a flag. Tell me about this. How did that come apart?
You mean my Martin Luther King?
Yes, your Martin Luther King experience.
So, yeah. So those things were not working, and one morning, because I was always like clockwork up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and it was about like 6, 7, 3, actually it might have been about 3. One morning, God was like, get up, go out. And it was in January, dead of winter.
This past January?
No, this was at least 2 years ago when I started really going, about 2-3 years ago when I really started just going out.
Okay.
And it was dead of winter in my winter, and it was January, and it was cold out. I didn't check the weather. I didn't second guess it. I literally just bundled up. And I was like, okay. And I just put on all my clothes, my boots, doubled up, double pair of pants, everything, because it's cold. It was early. And I just went out, and I was walking down the street with my banner and my portable trusty speaker, and I'm thinking, okay, she in Newark, and then I'm like, where am I going? These people don't think I'm crazy. And I'm like, oh my God, but I look like I'm part of one of the people down here, you know? And I'm having this conversation, I'm like, God, what am I doing? Where am I going? I was nervous, I was scared, I was embarrassed for myself. And I ended up on the corner of Martin Luther King Boulevard and Springfield Avenue. And I didn't allow myself to start thinking. I was like, put the speaker down, press play. I pressed play, I found a song on my phone, I shot my banner up, and I just started moving. The entire time, my brain was going to war still. It was still doing its thing. It was probably laughing at me. My thoughts were like, what she think she gonna do, dance this one out? Yeah, so I would just keep moving, and then after a while, somebody, I always kept my eyes up on the banner, because when your attention is focused here, it kind of subconsciously shifts you from this and the noise and all the stuff.
And you're looking up.
Because you're looking up. And I know he's everywhere, all around, but there was nothing but sky and the peripheral of buildings. So it's just this portal being created. And so God is so cool, because I could see out my peripheral, and I would be moving, and the light, people, the cars would be driving by, okay, and then the light would turn green, and okay, I'm still moving, subconsciously, the light's green, whatever, and then the light would turn red, and then the light would turn green, and they would stay there.
And so you were getting positive reinforcements early in the morning about what you were doing. And there were other signs also along the way that had a positive impact on you, and that to show you that you're on the right course that God wants you to be.
Well, I didn't know that at the time.
Right, at the time you didn't. But all of those steps led you to the place now where you have the Tinah Marie Experience.
Yeah.
And who is the Tinah Marie Experience for, and tell me about that, because we are running out of time.
The Tinah Marie Experience, while it's my name, it's your name. Like, you have a different experience from me. However, this joy that I feel as of December 10th, when I got my breakthrough from depression, I never knew God would allow me to be able to bask in it. And I'm like, I'm not special. So if he could do it for me, I promise you there's things he could do for you. And so he's allowed me to be in a space. He's like, share what you know. Share what you know. Somebody's going to pick it up along the way. A lot of people may not believe you. A lot of people might think, oh, that's just her. A lot of people be like, okay, that's right, because she does banners, whatever the excuse. But then there's that one person. It's going to be that one person that's like, I'm desperate enough, I'm going to check it out. I'm going to see. And that's who I'm here for.
So people can learn about banner movement, and they can experience the joy that you have as well.
People can learn how to set themselves free. The banners just happen to be my spiritual tool that help my process.
But they can also share in that as well.
Absolutely. And they're easy to learn. 5 minutes.
And you don't have to be a
Oh God,
dancer,
no.
dance
And it's better if you're
experience.
not. It's probably better if you're not.
So, Michael, if you could put up how people can contact Tinah and to learn more about the Tinah Marie Experience, just click on the QR code there. Do you have anything you'd like to share with us?
Yes, I do. 30 seconds, shameless plug. So I'm having a Tinah Marie Experience coming up, and that is where I help you find out how to begin to take the first step towards your space of joy. If you're happy where you are, move level. If you're not, come check it out. The dates will be announced when you, if he could put it up again for the QR code, if you're able to capture that, just fill out the form. It's easy breezy, leave your name, your address, and I'll be able to share the information with you. But I would welcome you to be a part of the experience, because my experience is mine, but you need to have yours.
Okay, Tinah, thank you very much. We could have very easily had an hour, because there's so much that you have learned and can share. So maybe I'll have you back on the show. We'll do that. But in the meantime, what we're going to do is we are going to check out Tinah's performance in the parking lot, and it is just fabulous. I hope you enjoy it, and I will see you next time on All Things Newark.
To golden light.